Hey, hi YouTube, how are you? I hope you all guys are doing great. We are creating a series on oops in Python. In the previous video, we have seen about introduction. We have also seen about something about self, class, object. But in this video, I am going to teach you in very depth what actually is class, object, constructors and all. So if you have missed in the previous video or you got confused in the previous video that what actually class is, what actually object is, it's fine. Okay, because it's starting. Okay, once you go through the whole videos, it will be super easy. Okay, and initially it always feels a bit confusing, and if you're not practicing, it is much more confusing. So please get your sleeves up and do some jobs. Okay, so we are going to see class and objects. So let me just create one class objects dot py, and definitely all this code will be present in the GitHub repo, so you can just go to the description box, clone it, and look at it. Okay. So today we are going to start with class and objects. So let's start. So as I already told you that class is basically a blueprint. Okay. So let me just write it again for you. Okay. So class is basically a blueprint of object. Already we have seen this in the previous video. Okay, so how actually, what is the syntax of a class? So let me also write the syntax of the class. So generally we write it like this: class, then we write my class. Can you notice something here, that the first letter of any word is always capital? This is, we call it as Pascal case, and this is really important. um, if you are thinking something that if I don't write in Pascal case, where will my class not work or something like that? So no, it is not mandatory. You can also write like my class, but generally this is not a good practice, because we have some PEP guidelines which every Python developer should follow. So this is agreed upon some things. Okay, it should be Pascal case. Okay, so you should also follow it from initially, so that in later stage you should not have a bad practice. Okay, so this is the syntax. Currently I'm not writing anything inside it. Okay, so this is a blueprint of object, we call it as class. Now what is object? Okay, so object, we have already seen object. It is basically an instance of a class. Okay, so let me just check whether my camera is on or not. Okay, let me just fix it a bit. Okay, this is much better. Okay, so object is basically instance of class, or you can say example of class. Now let's suppose how we create, or I can say how, what is the syntax of an object. So let's suppose we have a class as dog. We should follow Pascal case, dog. Currently inside this class I'm not writing anything as of now. Okay, so how we can create an object of this class? We have seen also in this previous video, dog1 is equals to dog. This is a simple way to create an object in Python. You can also print it, you can do anything with it. Okay, you can call some methods which are inside the class. So this is a basic thing about class and object. Class is a blueprint of object. This is the syntax. Class name should be in Pascal case. Object is an instance of class. This is how we create an object. Okay, that's it. So also let's create an class maybe. So class dog. Okay, and for now, pass is just a placeholder. Okay, I think you might have also heard about it. Whenever we don't want to write something inside a method or a class, we write it as a pass. Okay, so now dog1, we are creating an object of dog, and just printing the dog one. Okay, nothing else. Okay, so for now we are doing nothing kind of thing. Okay, so if I just run it, I'm getting this. Okay, this. So this is basically a I can say object, dog object. Okay, instead I should do like this. I guess this will be much clear. One underscore. Okay, so we are getting a dog object. Simple. So we have created a class and we have created an object. Now, let's see what actually constructor are. Okay, so in previous video also you might have seen this in it, and I told you that this is a constructor. So what actually constructor is? Constructor is a special method that is automatically called when a new object is created. We don't have to call. Okay, even if we have a constructor in this dog class, we don't have to call that constructor. That is automatically called. Okay, in Python, the init method serves as a constructor. Although in later video you will understood that technically new runs first and then init is called, but for now forget that. Remember that constructor is the special method that is automatically called when a new object is created, and in Python init method serves as a constructor and it is uh, automatically called. Okay, like what I can give you analogy for understanding constructor, like you are building a house and constructor decides how it will be built and initialize it. Okay, so maybe here only we can see. So let's suppose dog. Okay, and in previous video I told you that every class, okay, has two things. Every class has two things. One is data, one is methods. Okay, so let's add some methods and data. So we should add the data in its init. So def, this is a constructor. Okay, we don't have to call it. Okay, self. What can be data for dog? It can be name of dog. It can be color of dog. Okay. Now how we? This is just a init. Okay, and if I want to, if I have to explain you that it is always called. What I can do is print maybe constructor called. Okay, and for now we are not passing anything. Okay, name and color I'm not passing. Okay, just I'm passing self. So I'm just trying to prove you that this constructor is automatically called. So this is the class where we have a constructor as init and we are passing self. In this video only I will explain more about self. Okay, now we are creating an object and printing the object. So if I just run this code, see constructor called. Constructor is automatically called. I haven't called init, so it is automatically called. Okay, so this was just for showing you. Okay, now what can be data for a dog? It can be name, it can be color. Okay, so now if we have to set the data, so self dot name is equals to name, and then self dot color, sorry, self dot color is equals to color. Okay, and so these are two data points which we have. So why we are using self? Because name and color are object specific. Okay, still we will see. There is a method which can be what dog can do. Dog can bark. Okay, so bark. And all the methods which are inside the class should have self. Print. Uh, in some special methods we don't need self. Okay, so it is you should not go and say someone that okay every method inside the class should have self. Okay, for now I'm teaching you, so don't make you confused. So so we have created a dog object which is dog1. Maybe we can give some name to him. Okay, puppy, or maybe dog1 is enough. Dog1. And now here you can see in the constructor we have to pass two things. So every time whenever we are creating object we have to pass name and color. If I don't do this and do like dog1 dot bark, because bark is a method inside the class, if I do like this I should get an error. See, dog dot init missing two required positional arguments, name and color. So we have to give name and color. So name is equals to, you can also give like this. Name is equals to maybe puppy, and color is maybe brown. Okay. So now if I just go and execute this, see, bark, automatically say bark. Everything is working perfect. So constructor is a method, special method that is automatically called when a new object is created, and this is how we add a constructor. in Python we use init method. Okay. Now maybe you are a bit confused on self. So I have already explained in the previous video, but here again I'm trying to explain you. Self is a reference to the current object instance being created or used. Why self is important? It allows you to store the data unique to each object. Without it, attributes would not belong to an instance. Okay, so if I if I don't do like this, so name is equals to name, color is equals to color. Okay, so what do you think? Will it work? Maybe. Give it a try. Okay. Dog init got multiple values for argument, name and color. Okay, so the name is equals to name, color is equals to color, or maybe for now, do let me just erase everything to make it very simpler. Okay, maybe just a pass here. Okay, and maybe I can just do like this, and I can print it. Okay, print dog dog one. Okay, also let me just clear this everything, every mesh. See, dog init takes zero positional arguments, but one was given. So Python will itself will never work like this. Okay, so you should always use self. Okay, self is automatically passed by Python. You don't have to pass it manually. Okay, here whenever you are self is automatically passed. Okay, that's why init takes zero, but one was given. So you might be thinking where one is given. So in this code also, if you just roll back a bit. Okay, now here we are taking three parameters, self, name and color. But here we are passing only two parameters, name and color. So there should be a mismatch, but there was not a mismatch because self is automatically passed by Python. You don't have to pass it manually. Okay. And definitely I already as told you that self ensures each object has its own copy of data. All the methods of class should always have self as their first parameter. Okay, so let's go to whiteboard and again let me explain you a bit. I have already explained this in previous video also, but let me just explain it again. So sorry. So we have a dog class, and this class was having two things: name, which was a data, color, which was again a data, and we also had a method which was bar. Now, if I create dog1, okay, an object, and dog1 will have its own name, its own color, dog2 will have its own name and its own color, and so on if we have dog3, dog4, dog5. But we have a common class. So how this class will differentiate that which dog's name or color it is pointing to? It is because of self. So if I do dog1 dot name, it knows that the name is only related to dog1 because we are having a shared class. So there should be something to differentiate. Self is basically a reference to the current object. Okay, current object instance that is being created or used. Trust me, even lot of professionals sometimes don't know about self. So if you feel a bit confusing, just go through the process. It's not like if you are not able to understand, it's very tough. It's just that even some professionals or some people who just um, some people just when switch from Java to Python or C++ to Python, they even also feel confusing for it. So as of now, just understand self is reference to the current object instance which is being created or used. Okay, and every method of a class should always have self as their first parameter. There are some exceptions, static class, abstract class, but I'm not going to talk it now. Okay, as of now, just take it as a thumb rule. Now, um, class versus instance attributes. This is also really, really important. So we should understand the differentiation between class and instance attributes. So this is called as instance attributes. Okay. Oh, sorry. Instance attributes. This is also instance attributes. It means that every object will have its own name. Every object will have its own color. Okay. So if I have like dog 1, I can also create dog 2. Dog 2 name can be anything, maybe John. If your name is John, don't get offended, okay, please. Black, okay, and dog, so it should be dog 2, and then same for dog 2 dot bark, okay. So let me just clear this screen and run it. See, bark and bark. So dog 1 is having its own name and its own color. Dog 2 is having its own name and own color. Maybe to show it much better, let me create another method. Uh, Say my name, okay, self, and it will say its name. Print, maybe my name is self dot name. We can't directly pass name, okay, because any variable or any method which is inside this class should always use self, okay, to differentiate between objects, okay. um, Color is maybe just add self dot color, okay, self dot color. So instead of calling bark, if I call say my name, and here also say my name, it should print something different. See, my name is puppy, color is brown. My name is John, color is black. So dog 1 is having its own name, its own color. Dog 2 is having its own name and its own color. So that's why it is called as instance attribute. Okay. Now we can also have class level attributes, which is basically shared. So let's suppose we have species. Species, let's suppose, is it can be anything like Canis family. Okay. So the species of this dog is Canis family. Maybe. Okay. Now um, this is basically at a class level. Okay, this were as a object level. This name and color were at a object level. So dog 1 have its own name and own color. Dog 2 has its own name and own color. But this is shared across the object. So no matter how many objects has been created from this class, they can access this variable or this data. That's why this is called as class level attributes. Okay, so if I just do like this, dog 1 dot I can say species, and dog 2 dot species, we should get a common thing. See, let me just run it. See, okay, sorry, we have to print it now. Print. Similarly, I have to also print this. Just let's clear this. Canis family and Canis. If I want to prove it more, let me just comment it out. And if I do something like print um, dog1 dot name and also print dog2 dot name, it should be different because name is just a see, dog1 name is puppy, dog2 name is John. But species is common because this name and color are bound to an object, and we are using it using we are this feature we are using because of self. But this class or class attribute is just a shared attribute for the whole objects. So it can be explained like this. Dog was having some attribute like name, color, and also we have introduced a species. So these two were instance attribute. This is class level attribute. So now if I create another object which is dog1 and I passed name, color, and dog2, I have passed name and color. So dog1 and dog2 will have their own name and color because these are instance attributes. These are attributes of objects. But species will be a common one. Whatever object is being created from this class will share this attribute. And this is also how it is arranged in a memory. I can, if you want, if you are also interested in memory, like how it is actually stored in memory, I can create a separate video for it, so that this kind of attribute, which is a species, how it is stored in memory so that every object is able to access it. Okay, but for now, just it is enough to understand what is the difference between instance attribute and class attribute. Class attribute is shared across all the objects that are created from that class, and instance attributes are shared across only single objects. Okay. Now, what I can do is, there is an important thing. So let me just make it clear. Okay. Now, see. Or maybe I can just add it as a comment so that it will be helpful for you when you will go through the code. Okay. Now, if I have to print this object, okay, if I have to just make this object readable, okay, how my object is looking like. So what I can do, maybe you will say this is very, very easy. I can just write dog1. Okay, fine. So if you think like that, let's just execute it. Let me just clear it and let me just run it. So, oh, my object is looking like this. What is this? So this is just an printing the object that you created. So we have a main.dog object because dog is our class. It is stored at some address. So that is some hexadecimal address, I guess. Okay. But this is not good thing. I want to see my class, how exactly it is looking like. Here comes the str or representation method which we call. So we should have we have another magic method, and definitely I already told you that we don't have to call it. Okay, it already get called. Okay, so return how our object should look like. So whatever data points we have, we should return it. Okay, like name. What is the name of it? Self dot name. What is the color of it? So uh, color is sorry, self dot color. Okay, that's it. So this is how our object should look like, and this method is automatically gets called. Okay, so now if I just run it, see, this is how my object is looking like. Its name is puppy, color is brown. If I print dog2, it will be having some different instance attributes. So okay. We should also include species. Okay, I forgot it. So species is basically self dot species. Okay. Now I am going to print dog1 and dog2 both. So see, let's see. Puppy object, because dog1 was having name as puppy, brown, and species was shared, canis family. Same, dog2 name was John, color was black, and species is canis family. So this is a way to basically make your object readable, because without this you have already seen that our object was not readable. It was returning some, it was directly printing the address of that object, which is not good. So you can make your object readable using this kind of magic functions, which is str. Okay, so that's it. In this video we have seen about class, object, self parameters, what is class and instance attributes, and also we have seen how to make our object readable. Trust me, this is one of the interview questions also. Like what is str methods? So see, this is very simple thing, but I don't know why people get confused and they in an interview they fail that they start thinking what is str methods, why it is used. See, this is very simple. Even in your second video, you are able to cover it. Okay, so that's it. We have also seen how to make object readable. Now, there is a challenge that I am providing you. You can just go through it. So you have to create a book class with some parameters like title, author, and the method to display the details. Okay. So your book will be having title, author, and you will have a method to display the details. Like if someone passed the name of the book as Harry Potter and author as J.K. Rowling, then it should display the details. So create a class with this thing and post your solution in the comment section. It will be a good practice for you. If you are not able to do it, it's fine. Just go through this video again and again. um, in current generation there are gpts, use them. See the videos, see the comments in this video if someone has already solved it, and Google it and try to debug it whatever you are facing the issue. Maybe some basic issues you would be facing, like maybe you forgot to add self here when you are displaying the details, or you are not adding self here. Maybe there can be a lot of different issues. Okay, so but try to do it so that it can be much better for you. That's it. Meet you in the next video. In the next video, we are going to see about access specifiers. That's it. Thank you. Have a nice day.